Hey, Drasco here from Quick Body Weight Loss. In today's Weight Loss Minute, we're going to take a look at non-scale victories at weight loss. So what does this mean? Well, this was actually shared with us by one of our clients in our member Facebook group. And I thought it was a great picture to showcase to you guys how to look at progress outside of just how much do I weigh. Because we get so caught up in what does the scale say, and I'm good or bad based on what the scale says. And really, when we look at progress from all of our members, scale weight is one and usually the smallest indicator of progress that we look at overall. And this was shared to us by one of our members, and I thought it was a great image and infographic to share with you guys to kind of illustrate this point further. So if you take a look at this, basically, this person shared this infographic that goes into detail about what are the ways that I can look at progress outside of just scale weight. And there's kind of three categories that I would want to highlight here just from this list here. So the first one would actually be guilt-free eating. Like if you find that you are eating food while on your weight loss journey and you're sensing less guilt about it, that actually is a sign of progress. You might not be able to measure it on a scale, but it's definitely a sign of progress. So things like went out to dinner and enjoyed some dessert, guilt-free, or relaxed on vacation and just let good enough be good enough. Now, why would that be a sign of progress? Well, when are you more likely to overeat on the really fattening foods? When you're feeling guilty and bad and kind of judging yourself, or when you're just kind of letting things be and you can make a more conscious decision. Generally, it's going to be in that latter scenario. So if you can free yourself from that emotional judgment, from that emotional turmoil, from that emotional heaviness, the likelihood that you will consistently make better choices, the likelihood that you will decrease the amount of the indulgence foods, the likelihood that you won't even choose the indulgence foods, or that you just make healthier choices more consistently, are going to be the things that are going to make you have sustainable weight loss. Because most people will at some point be able to follow a strict diet, but as soon as that diet disappears, then so do your results. Not having as much guilt surrounding food and changing your mindset around this is something that is actually setting the foundational base to help you sustain whatever weight loss you do make. So things like I just mentioned right now, guilt-free eating while eating out and being relaxed on vacation to enjoy yourself, that actually is a sign of progress, even though it may not translate on the scale. Another one you want to look at is basically not looking at food to solve emotional issues. So these last 3 points here, so stop eating at just one cookie rather than finishing, the entire plate or entire box, experiencing less neurosis, so like less of that mental anguish surrounding food. Am I eating too much? How much am I eating? Am I not strict enough? Why am I not strict enough? All of those kinds of mental things. And then writing in a journal instead of having to eat and turning to food to solve your stress, to depress it down, to restrict it, etc. These are all indicators of progress. And I would actually say they're more important indicators of progress than losing 5-10 pounds. The reason is not because losing 5 to 10 pounds isn't good, but it's because we don't know if that weight loss is going to stay if these aren't addressed. Like if you are not able to stop eating just one cookie, if you are constantly stressed about foods, if you are constantly turning to food to deal with negative emotions, then it's only a matter of time before something in life happens to trigger these things that you're going to turn back to food, negate all of the progress that you have made, and basically relapse. So things like this are actually a much more sustainable sign of progress than just weight loss itself. And then lastly, these two middle points. So in this particular infographic, one strict body weight chin up and adding 10 pounds to a deadlift, that may not be something that you aspire to do or care about doing, but it's important to look at physical progress in the overall grand scheme of things. So this might be, getting up a flight of stairs without being out of breath, having more energy throughout the day, having better sleep, just being able to do more of the things that you enjoy doing, running with your kids, doing all the things you need to do in a higher rate or a more energetic rate, like all of those things are indicators of progress. And again, they shouldn't be discounted just because the scale isn't moving, because it's doing those things consistently that is going to build the foundation to make all of this sustainable. So just wanted to share this with you because I think it's important to realize that we only focus on that scale number, but we miss the whole grand spectrum of what exists to essentially get you into a state where you can be sustainable with your weight loss and you don't have to worry about relapsing at any point. So that's today for what's everything today for today's Weight Loss Minute. We'll be back with you next week for another episode. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.